One of the most difficult places that you can be in is in a state of regret. I know from my own life there have been numerous times where I look back on something and I realize I should have handled it differently. I should have done something differently or not done something at all. And a lot of the times I'm in gratitude that I understand and I realize why it happened the way it did or why God taught me the lesson he did. But in the same moment, I often feel really harsh on myself. I feel really frustrated, and it leaves a little bit of a sting knowing that I can't change it and that I can't go back and change it for what I believe would have been the better, what I know now would have been the better. And God doesn't want us to live in that place of regret. As we read through the scripture, there's numerous examples of this, that he doesn't want us to live in regret. The first one is Isaiah 43:18-19, and God says, "Do not dwell on the past, forget the former things. See, I am doing a new thing, and it springs up quickly." Your mistakes and your regrets are what allow God to teach you things in your life. Life is not a test to make sure you get everything right, but rather it's a learning experience, and it's a teacher in itself that God uses for each and every single one of us. He uses your circumstances to teach you. And it's okay if there is regret for something, if there is something you wish you could change or something that you wish you could take back, whether it's with your word, thought, or deed, that it is okay, and God has already redeemed and forgiven you. And he often uses those things to teach you lessons. We know that Paul wrote in Romans 8:28 that God works out everything for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. See, you cannot mess up the plans of God in your life. Every single thing in your life, every day, was written in God's book before one of them came to be. That's Psalm 139:16. It says, "All the days ordained for me were written in your book before one of them came to be." And God has taken into account your free will. He has taken into account every decision you will ever make, and he still has a greater plan for you than you could ever imagine. That's something I've had to realize too, is that you can't mess up God's plan for your life. I can think back on a lot of different areas where it's like, if I did this differently, or if I didn't do that, then maybe this would have happened sooner, or I wouldn't be stuck here, or maybe a different situation would have happened and I would have gone to a different place. And it's endless. The thoughts are endless. And then you end up in a point where you're just thinking about thoughts, and that's not a good place to be. I wanted to make this short video just as a reminder for you if you're going through this, because it was a good reminder for myself, and I wanted to share that God will redeem your regrets, and everything in the end has a greater purpose, and God turns what the enemy meant for evil for good. God bless.